okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Great.
So where do we start?
Wow, well, I kind of started writing out questions.
All right.
And then I realized a lot of what I was asking I could discover by more study.
Yeah.
So I thought we'd, just kind of freestyle it and see what happens.
All right,
there are
no
a few
worries.
questions I've got regarding certain things. So,
Okay. For sure.
Yeah.
How's the what's the vibe out there with the info? Is a lot of people on it out there?
To be honest, I haven't really got a great idea of how many people are on it. I've been to some classes, and there are, the classes are maybe 10, 15 people in the class.
Right.
But I've only been on this for a couple of months.
Okay. That's some good numbers. That's some good numbers, though.
Yeah. I mean, what people have been maybe on over here is the free man on the land thing.
Yeah.
So the mindset is already there.
Yeah.
It doesn't really take a lot of convincing for most people that I talk to, because they've already tried stuff. They know things are not right, and they've already been looking at things over the last year, 2 years.
Right.
It's,
so there's definitely with that information there's an awakening with our people more so.
Definitely.
It's just that they're going the sovereign route opposed to with regard to their history.
Yeah.
For real.
A lot of people that I've been studying before I got on this, we were all on the free man on the land thing.
Okay, for real.
And I've gone back to them with this info, and they're literally just like, yeah, for real? Okay. What do we do next?
Yeah. Right.
So the switch it seems to be easy for people to make the switch.
Right.
They're very receptive on that score.
Yeah. I mean, our experience with the free man thing here is that we don't even try to get on that at all, because they're trying to use that to tie us to some paper terrorism, whatever else. So it could be that it's not there yet, but you can also use that as a tool to get people to get down with Noble Drew Ali and studying from a historical perspective opposed to a get out of the system perspective. Because even out there, because even out there, that's your system out there. That's not Parliament and all that stuff is not some European concept.
Okay.
When the history of the Moors there should be everywhere. Like you should not be able to miss it. As far as the historical perspective, it's just what you're looking for.
And this is this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at, because throughout all these the years that I've been on the free man thing, obviously I've been looking at Parliament and the structure of it and the Bill of Rights and all these things that came about way back when.
Right.
And so now for me it's like tying it all together with the Moors.
Right.
And it was just the other day I found out King George was the Moor.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was just like last month.
Yeah.
Looked like my Uncle Willie.
But then that's part of the whole why they want our people to be down with the free man thing so much, because if that information doesn't come out, then that's good for the elite. That's good for the people who have the knowledge that Moors run everything, and don't really want the Moors to know, so they'll give them some carrots or whatever, and keep them busy.
It's a red herring.
Yeah, because I'm sure in the free man information out there, it's still convoluted. You know, you still have to dig your way. Yeah, it's a fight because, you know, the information is so vast, and, you know, all these papers stacked up like this, you know what I mean? You gotta file in order to get freedom and all this type of stuff, when it's not that serious, really and truly, if you do it from a historical perspective.
Yeah, you know? This is what I'm discovering now. With the free man thing, it was templates everywhere. Yeah. Everybody's got a new template for everything.
Right. And
you do one thing, and the next week it's changed, and then now there's another way of doing it.
Right.
You know, so you're always like a mouse on a wheel. You know, always chasing. Sometimes some people get through with something and they go, yes, I've had a success, and they put their information out there for everybody to pick up on. So everybody does it, and then nobody gets a success.
Right.
You know, so all of a sudden everything's mashed up, and you got to start again.
Start over.
And that's what kind of caused me to just think, well, hold on, there's something wrong with this. This was a few months ago. You know, I just basically stopped in my tracks, and I just thought that there's something definitely wrong with this, because if this was the way, then it would be the way all the time for everybody.
Right. Well, I mean,
it wouldn't be that one person, two people get through.
Well, also too, because of the because remember, you have all the papal, I don't want to call them edicts or whatever, but the papal letters, motu proprio.
Yeah.
And a couple other things that they put out that, you know, anybody who's under the jurisdiction of Rome, they better do stuff properly, or their time's done, because Rome's not going to protect them anymore. So they know that their time's done, but they also know that the people who are supposed to be taking over aren't there yet mentally. Aren't ready. So, you know, until we get to that level where we are sure from a birthright, you know, perspective, you know, as to where we stand. What's our place? Like, okay, free man, those guys say that they have a place, but, you know, they're not really free men, not even in Europe. Because common law still comes from us. It's not a European concept.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in like even with the history there's things there that you have there similar to here, right? From the perspective of what they would call law, constitution, whatever else that they use as law there. There's things in those that let them tell on themselves. You know, because there's things here where they tell on themselves, and Canada is pretty much UK, Britain, you know what I mean, whatever else. You know what I mean? Like we're the same place, just in a different jurisdiction. You know what I mean? Queen's on the money here and all that type of stuff. So it's not like, you know, they don't borrow things from over there to apply here. You know, and the same thing that we've done is just go through all the stuff that they present with a fine-tooth comb, and find the things that make them tell on themselves. Like for a few years out here, they had on the Governor General website that the Governor General is Canada's de facto head of state.
What?
Yeah, like that was on the website. Front page of the website. That was on there for years.
No way.
And then as soon as we start talking or whatever like that, they realize Moors are here. Then they start moving stuff, taking away things, you know what I mean? You know? Because if they know that the people don't know law, they know that people are ignorant to law or whatever, so they'll say stuff all day that is contradictory. You know? They say all these contradictory things, and then, you know, because we don't study, our people don't study, they don't know, they don't have law dictionaries and all that stuff. I mean, things go over their head, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just about finding those, there's definitely things there that will assist you in not only just understanding their better, but finding ways to use their stuff against them. Whether it's in writs and things like that. Certain sections of whatever statutes and stuff like that they have that make up the governmental structure there. Like there has to be, like for example here in the Constitution Act, it says that it only applies to the so-called government people in it. It doesn't apply to it doesn't apply to the people of the land, the citizens. The rules only apply to the people who are saying that they're in charge. But if the people think that it has to do with us and they push that document, then they get a pass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real. Now you're saying that a couple of statutes are coming to mind where it says wording pretty much saying
right.
that.
Yeah.
There's one that says I think it's called the Interpretation Act.
Okay.
And it says that everything in the legislation applies to a person unless a contradictory statement appears. So and if you don't rebut the statement that you're the person, then it applies.
Then it applies, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then that's where it comes into having the correct status, so you can challenge that claim that they're putting on you that you're the person, to try to tie you to the statute.
Yeah.
But a European could say free man, but an Asiatic can't really say free man. That's why the stuff never worked. When you tried to implement it.
So
if you check the free men out there, right? They'll show you hard evidence that I tried this and this worked. But it's not going to be like that across the board for Asiatics out there.
Right.
There's just going to be a few of them that might have did something and it went through. But like you're saying, as soon as all of them get on it, no, it doesn't work. But it worked for that. But it worked for that one guy. How come it works for that one guy? It can't work for everybody else because we're really not the free men in that context.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who is like the main leader or main spokesperson for
is there who's the individual that's running the free man whatever out there, or is there a group of individuals or?
There's a few people actually. There's a guy called Spaniard. He's not really free man anymore. He kind of went away from that, but he put a lot of stuff out there over the years. But they call him Spaniard.
Spaniard?
Spaniard, yeah. The Spaniard.
Yeah. They call him Spaniard.
Who else is there? There's a guy called Habeas, who is an Asiatic, and he was coming at it more from the line of the common law, using the system, going through the court system, from the lower court to the higher courts, eventually getting up into the Court of Appeal.
Okay.
Let me think, who else is there?
Which is really a subordinate jurisdiction? Is there a Supreme Court there?
There is, yeah.
Yeah. So anything below the Supreme Court is admin.
Yeah.
So even if you get a win there, it's not really a win per se. For you to put info out on it, like, oh yeah, we got a win. Because the jurisdiction of that court is subordinate to supreme. If it doesn't say supreme on it, then it's subordinate.
Okay. And that's where we come into precedent, case law.
Exactly, because all the precedent comes through the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
that's what you're gonna use as you know, like you're saying, case law, quote unquote. They're not gonna use municipal stuff for or appeals court for precedent. You know, because it doesn't have jurisdiction like that. But you know, that's for the individuals who are studying to be on that level to know that doesn't apply. Whatever happens in that court stays in that court. It's not nothing that you could really talk about like that.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
Did you get to check out anything on Deuce Muhammad Ali out there?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
I did Google him, but I haven't managed to get into any of his works yet.
Okay, yeah. That's somebody that, because he was highly respected out there. Yeah, like highly respected, like super highly respected. So he's somebody that you would wanna put in the forefront of your information, because he has a lot of reference and influence even in Parliament and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, Deuce Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. Awesome, thank you.
Yeah. As well as there might be things with I don't know if you saw the Blackamoor letters from the Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's trying to kick she's complaining that there's too many.
Too many, right? Yeah.
Kick them out, there's too many already.
Exactly. So all those things are things that you can use to show that they know. That is not, you don't have to be no free man if they got letters talking about kick the Blackamoors out of England. Right? Like if they're gonna be that open to say Blackamoor, the Queen, not even some layman or whatever, you know what I mean? The Queen, quote unquote Queen, is talking about Blackamoors.
Yeah. Then
they know. You don't need to push no free man on the land. And then those are the things that you use as evidence, just to show people, hey, Queen knows about Moors. Why are we playing free man? You know, why are we playing common law and all this type of stuff when, you know, Europe comes from Queen Europa, who's a Phoenician queen. And Phoenicians are Moors.
Yeah.
So it's not hidden. It's just that the information has to be presented so that the people could consider it.
Sure.
And again, you know, like Nobuju Ali said, it's about uplifting fallen humanity. So the fact that you're doing it, you know, being that you're a sister, mother, you know, grandmother, whatever, female, you know, you're the one that's going to influence these people out here to really consider certain things, you know.
Wow.
Because it's when we tell people, you know, Moors in the UK or whatever, you know, that's big news.
Really?
Out here. Yeah, that's big news out here. That there's Moors out there, people who actually know that they're Moors, you know what I mean? They got El Bay on their name and all that stuff. Like that's colossal for us out here, because we use that to show people, like, yo, there's Moors in the UK on this. What are you waiting for? You know what I mean? There's Moors in South Africa and all that. You know?
Right.
There's Moors all over the place talking about their Moors.
Wow.
And then people here who are, you know, directly tied to this lineage, they want to be, you know, conscious, whatever. You know? When they can just claim their birthright. You know, so you know, we give y'all high honors. You know, we thank y'all for sacrificing time and all that, because we know it's 5-hour difference and all that out there. And when we're hearing that, you know, Moors in the UK are on Blog Talk at 11 o'clock in the night and stuff like that, we're like, yo, those Moors are serious. Those Moors are serious out there.
The shows are long as well, you know.
Yeah. I know you be sleeping on yourself sometimes, but you know, it's good though. It's good, yeah.
When we get the information, me personally, I study and I do research, and when I get hold of something that looks like it's something, then I just, you just do it.
Right.
That's my way of thinking, and
Yeah.
the people that I study with as well, just that they do put hours in. So I mean, it's just great. I'm just so grateful.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of months, I've done nothing but watch Canaanland laws and study the documents.
For real. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Yeah. And then you can add. You can also add. Abdullah Bey to the list. With the etymology and the connection to masonry and all that. Of course, Taj. Hakeem Bey. C. Freeman L. That's the elder that transitioned a little while ago. And then you have the scholars as far as quote unquote educated. The Ivan Van Sertima's and Jose Pimenta Bey. J.A. Rogers.
He wrote Nature Knows No Color Line.
Yeah, Nature Knows No Color Line.
Yeah.
That'll be, if you don't have that, that'll be something to get to.
Yeah. I got the hold of the volume 1.
Okay, yeah.
Online, so
right.
I need to get the volume 2.
Yeah. And even with J. Rogers, for example, you can even use his book as a reference point to find information out there. He's presenting it, but we could always go deeper. We could always get more info, and it's just using it as a reference, and even if it's the main library out there. Hitting the main library up in the history section, and you'll probably find some stuff in there just chilling, waiting for you to find it.
Gathering dust.
Yeah. Because that's how it goes. Because Europeans already got this info, so they're not going to be going in there to research anything. They already know what's up. Like we're saying, Queen knows about blackamoors and all that, so it's not like it's far-fetched for them. They already accept the reality that we had to get the Moors out of here, so we kicked them out. But Moors are still there, and they're coming back now with a new mind and looking to do some stuff out there. So
the Moors are waking up.
Yeah, for sure.
One question I wanted to ask you was in terms of the declaring the nationality.
Yeah.
And obviously I've been looking at the stuff on the RV base site in terms of the documents. But being over here, my parents are from the so-called Jamaica, the Atlantis Islands.
Yeah. But
being here and coming into the understanding of the wealth of artifacts and stuff that's here that our people have left here over the centuries, over millennia.
Yeah.
We're indigenous to everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was kind of trying to get my head around how, because I wasn't actually born in Britain. I was actually born in Europe.
Yeah.
But my father was in the services at the time, and he was from the Atlantis Islands, and he was under the jurisdiction of the UK.
Right.
I'm kind of indigenous to everywhere.
Yeah. That's what it comes down to, realizing.
Yeah.
That it's claiming Moorish status is claiming Moorish nationality is a world status. It's not specific to jurisdictions like that. Like how we say French and German and Hindu and whatever else. The El Bayt Al Ali is universal.
Okay.
What you could do as well is um, the family crest with the Moors. If you know the same J.A. Rogers, Nature Knows No Color line info. If you have those crests, access to those crests with the names that apply. If that name applies, you can claim that stuff. That's your stuff, especially if there's a Moorhead on it.
Well, it's funny because there is a crest with my name of birth, with my father's name, but it doesn't have the Moor's head. It has bull's head. It's got the knight at the top.
Right, the knight, yeah.
And it's got black bull's heads on it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, there's further ones. If you check the library, you'll get, because the knight's crest replaced the Moor's head. The knight's helmet replaced the Moor's head.
Yeah?
Yeah, because that's who the knights were. Because the knights, not for the people, they say KNIGHT, but it's really NIGHT because of how the knights looked.
Wow, so
knights like that, not knights as in King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table or whatever. That's what they're portraying, but they mean night as in midnight.
Wow.
Like knights.
Seriously,
yeah,
all those knights' heads were Moor's heads.
Yeah, that's why if you go to use J. Rogers' book as the reference, because J. Rogers' book has the Moor's heads. So J. Rogers' books would have the Moor's heads, which would have the same name. So you would see, like some of them, the blatant ones, would have the Moor's head on it, like the name Moor, Morre, Morrison. Anything relative to Moor, you might still find those ones with the Moor head. But all the other ones, those ones been replaced with the knight's helmet. Because if you go back to the name, I'm sure you'll find some of the names that have the knight's helmet in J. Rogers' book with a Moor head on it. Guaranteed.
Right. Okay.
And then it's just another way of them like Brother Abdullah talks about the denotation versus the connotation. And them trying to push the connotation as a reality, and then people go with that opposed to searching deeper to find out the denotation,
where it actually came
from. So even like like Schwarzenegger is a Moorish name. From the German Moorish family.
Yeah.
Schwarz and nigger. They say nigger, but it's Schwarzenegger.
Wow. There's no hiding that one.
Yeah, right? You can't hide. You could try it, but but the main thing I think there is that the thing with the crests. Because once you locate those crests there, then it's a whole different, especially today. Like if they got books with those stuff today still there, then and then you do that comparison. Here's the knight's head that they say is what it is, and even if because we always want to go back to the origin. You know what I mean? We don't want to stick with where we find our stuff where the Europeans had it.
Yeah.
So like with Jews, we don't want to say that we're Jews just because we know that the first Jews were dark-skinned people. We want to say Yehudi or something closer to the origin of what it is.
Yeah.
Opposed to just claiming what they claim. Yeah. Right. So the knights are still the Moors. The knight's helmet is still relative to dark-skinned people, but it goes back further than that. And it's only the people in that jurisdiction that could really do the research and make the claims, because you have hands-on contact with the information there.
Yeah.
We have internet out here as far as history of Moors in Europe.
Yeah.
But you're there. Like they probably got, just like I don't know if you saw the class that we did with brother Sheldon L from Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came here and did the German Moors class. It should be the same thing there. That there's, Saracen motels and Moorhead, whatever.
Yeah.
Something relative to our direct connection to that land.
Yeah.
It has to be there. There's no way that it's not there, because we're finding it here. There's Moors all over Amexem that's finding things relative to the Moors that were supposed to not be around anymore. That was supposed to be hidden, destroyed, whatever like that. But it's clear that they can't. The ancestors set it up that they are hiding nothing from their own from the Moors. They might hide stuff from black guys. They might hide stuff from African or whoever and all those guys, because they're looking for the wrong thing just by their status. They're not going to find what they're looking for. But Moors, stuff gravitates to Moors.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I mentioned to you, I've just going around since in the last couple of months, I've just noticed how many street names and places have got the name Moor in it.
Right. Yeah.
Just local. I haven't gone out of London or anything.
Right.
Just going my normal routes.
Yeah.
And it's like, Moor Street, Moor House,
yeah.
Moorgate, Moor Fields.
Right.
It's everywhere.
And all those things there are things to document.
Yeah.
Like all those are the things, you know what I mean, that you build up your own little portfolio of history of the Moors in that nobody really considers, because there's a street sign. What's that have to do with the Moors or whatever? It's just a street sign. Well, street signs are important to Europeans. That's why they put them everywhere. You never had no street signs in ancient times or whatever. You know what I mean? But how come they didn't change that?
Yeah.
How come kick the Moors out of Europe, but they have a sign that says Moor Street? You know what I mean? They have a sign that says Moor whatever. They got Saint Benedict the Moor Church or whatever like that. Well, how come they didn't change that stuff? So was it really a maneuver by them, or was it really just propaganda to make people fear this word, fear this term?
Yeah.
Get it out of them. Once you get it out of their mind, then it doesn't exist. Disconnect them from it. Same thing with the Moors. I mean, think about all the people who live there with European names that are Asiatic, that if they can research and find that the last name has a Moorhead on it, that they're thinking the whole time that this is some European name that I got.
Yeah, slave master.
The slave master gave me this name. When that's their name for real. The slave master didn't give nothing. We were the master. And we labeled them that name. You know what I mean? And then they just flipped the game. Just like over here, flip the game.
Wow.
Yeah, it's vast.
Wow.
It's vast.
It's deep. It's really deep.
But that's the good part about it though. That's the good part about it. That we won't stop finding information about what's really up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once we're open, the universe is gonna make sure that we find the info. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
So we're waking up ready to receive it.
Yeah.
Real.
Because it's that time right now. I mean, it's receive knowledge of self or perish right now. Yeah, that's where it's at. Either you're gonna be, like we're going through something here right now. I'm here with my brethren right now, and he was telling me some stories about some people who we figure are conscious people, and they're doing some devilish stuff right now. worse than dead people who people say, oh yeah, those guys, don't talk to those guys, those are 85%ers, they're dead, they don't have knowledge of self. People with knowledge of self, you know, popping mollies and stuff like that. Right? People who are supposed to be aware of, you know, their history, ancestry, whatever like that, you know, eating pork and things that, you know, there's obviously some possession and stuff going on right now on a broad scale, because we're talking about people that, you know, like, you know, they got libraries in their house. You know what I mean? They've been through every school of thought. You know what I mean? They came up not buying stuff at the store. You know what I mean? The Nikes and whatever like that. If we're gonna buy something, we're gonna go to the brothers who have stuff, make their own T-shirts or whatever like that. We'll buy stuff from them. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's something going on right now where if you're not serious about knowledge of self, you will perish, or somebody's gonna take you out just because, you know, because knowledge of self is a shield. You know, knowledge of self is protection. You know, like
it's interesting. You know what popped up on my Facebook page today was a story in the Daily Mail about a 5-year-old Nigerian boy who was born here, and his mother's from over there, and they deported him and her back to Nigeria.
Yeah. And
they had done the parents and the family and friends had done a long campaign to keep him in the UK.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this story and I'm like, he was not nationalized.
Right.
It's the whole mindset here of being a citizen.
A citizen.
Is all that they need to be done. Yeah, that's all they think
right. Yeah.
needs to be done.
Right.
The child is a citizen.
Yeah.
And his mother was from there.
Yeah.
So they kicked him out with her.
Right. But I mean, you know, because, you know, it's going to be an international issue if they try to keep him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's kidnapping. If they say he's a citizen, so we're going to keep him, we'll put him in child protective services or whatever like that, and then we'll send the mom back. It's like a catch-22. So, you know, either they let both of them stay or they kick both of them out. And for reputation, they'll kick both of them out before they let both of them stay and, you know, disguise that there's this thing, dual citizenship. She could be Nigerian and then she could be a citizen of the UK. Because then that'll open up the door for everybody else who they've been kicking out of there, saying that they can't be here because they're not citizens of whatever.
Yeah.
Right? They'll kind of mess themselves up. So they're always looking at damage control.
Yeah.
Things to make them look good to the public, more so the international community, more than the local people. Because they are. Yeah.
Most people don't even get what that story is about.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's interesting times.
Yeah, it is. But it's only that way for those who have eyes to see. You know, everybody else is just, you know, another day, another dollar.
Business as usual.
Business as usual. You know, people who have knowledge of self, you know, they're light years ahead of what's going on. You know, like even with you know, like even if you, like you're saying, not too many people, if anybody, really analyze that article. It's it's Black History Month. That's some stuff that they should be talking about Black History Month. Nigerian lady and her son get deported or whatever. That's news for Black History Month. You know what I mean? Why is the UK government doing that to, you know, the black people or whatever and all that stuff? But they're not going to bring that up. I should
send you the link actually.
Yeah, you can do that. That'll be an interesting story to check out. Yeah. You know? Because it's once the people start waking up, these people, you know, they're gonna start doing things to you're gonna see them changing processes and changing things that they're doing out there once you start exercising as Moors there.
Yeah.
You know, just like here, you know, it wasn't a big deal. You know, it wasn't anything anybody paid attention to. But as soon as we start talking about Moors out here, then, you know, you start seeing fezzes in the newspaper, you know, articles about nationality and you know, courts changing their processes. They don't do stuff the way that they do stuff anymore, you know. Oh, we have to change this because, you know, things change and whatever like that, when really and truly it's because, you know, Moors have gone in there and cramped their system to the point where they can't let people find out about what's going on, you know, because they know that Moors talk. Moors don't play, you know, quiet with info. If we know, we're telling, and that's the last thing they want.
Game over.
Game over once they're told. You know, that's the last thing they want. You know.
Wow. Well. Oh, here's another question. So this one is coming from the Moabites, ancient Moabites.
Yeah.
So we're descendants of ancient Moabites. How come we're not called Moabitish? We're called Moorish.
Let me just get. Hold on. Let me get something. You have Quran and 101 questionnaire and stuff like that out there?
I've got the 101 questionnaire. I don't have my Quran yet.
Okay. All right.
I've got it on PDF.
Okay. So in the questionnaire, no, not the questionnaire. In the Circle 7. Chapter 47. Chapter 47 talks about Egypt, the capital empire of the Dominion of Africa.
Yeah.
And it just goes into the breakdown of the different families or tribes and the land masses that they had dominion over. So when you go through that, you'll get the information about the Moabites, right? The connection to the Moabites and the Moors is the in-between jurisdiction of the Moroccans. So in the 101 questionnaire, it talks about, Noble Drew Ali asked the question about why are we Moorish Americans? And then it's because we are descendants of Moroccans born in America, right? Where you are, the jurisdiction of Morocco was somewhere that frequently did traveling to Europe. Like the Moors in Morocco constantly went to Europe on a regular basis, right? So you have a tie to the Moroccans being there. You have a closer tie than us to the Moroccans, right? Because you've always been, that's always been somewhere that you went to.
Yeah.
It's not like our thing here is getting the Moors to not just look at Moors as 7/11, 1492 and that's it, right? Whereas from your perspective, that's what you're going to look at first and then use over here as a reference point that, well, look, there's Moors over there too. Right? So you're kind of switching the perspective. Our perspective is, yeah, we recognize the Moors of 1492, but we're not those Moors.
Yeah.
Your perspective is, yeah, we recognize the Moors of the Americas, but we're the Moors of 1492 that they kicked out of Spain. And we came to Europe. But that's why we're here. You know? Right? And so you're still Moroccans.
Yeah.
You know, you're just not born in America. Whereas we're Moroccans born in America. You know, you're direct Moroccans related to the Moors that went into those areas. And again, keep in mind Deuce Muhammad Ali, who was from Sudan and was recognized by them as a Moor in Europe. Like, it's a known fact that he was a Moor. He wasn't an African, he wasn't, you know, a black man that came over there from Sudan or whatever. They knew he was a Sudanese Moor. And this is 1910, around that area.
Early 1900s, yeah.
Like early 1900s, you know.
I saw the picture when I googled him.
Yeah.
You know, straight up fairs, everything.
Right, yeah. And that's the only picture that you see of him. That picture. There's no, you know, like we say, Marcus Garvey, all these pictures come up. Noble Juwali, you got all these pictures come up. You say Deuce Muhammad Ali, one picture comes up all the time. Picture with him there, the fez on. All the time. One picture. You know?
Yeah, I definitely have to look into it.
Yeah. And again, you know, J. Rogers, another reference point that has to be explored to its full capacity.
Yeah.
Because he's laying it down in that book, in those books, Nature Knows No Caroline. Like, he's laying it down. Like, they don't have nowhere to hide anything after you read that book or those books. You know what I mean? You know?
Right.
Yeah. Because we have the opportunity right now to do things that certain people have been waiting for. You know, have you had any experience of telling Europeans there that you're Moors and getting positive reactions?
I've told one.
Yeah. And how did they take it? How would they? He got his head around it.
Yeah. And he accepted it. And right. Because the information, the evidence and everything, it was just undeniable.
Right.
You know, just presented the information and I just said, you know, there it is. And when he got his head around it, he was accepting of it. So
because remember, just keep in mind that the Queen's letter went all over the country about these blackamoors that they got to get rid of. So, you know, it's like another person too, Brother Asir the Duke of Tears.
Right?
He had something on Facebook a couple days ago with he had his fez on, he was at a beach or something like that or whatever.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, the European. So, oh my God, a Saracen. I haven't seen a Saracen for 40 years or whatever. So it's not like they don't know what's up.
Yeah.
You know, over here they're a little bit more open to the acceptance that the Moors are back, because over here it's been talked about the return of the ancient ones and this resurrection or renaissance of Moorish, whatever it is, you name it, Moorish whatever it is coming back around. Europeans know that over here, right? Over there, it might be more suppressed. But if you speak with them on a one-on-one type of level, not in the open or whatever, they might lay some stuff on you. You know what I mean? To let you know that it's real. You know, because that's really one of the that's really a good verifier out there. You hear some Europeans talking about, you know, yeah, come on over or whatever, I have some stuff to show you about the Moors. Now you know that it's not, you know, that'll be a standard of Europeans that you're gonna engage once you find one. You know, because it's not a secret. It's a secret to us, you know, but it's not a secret that, you know, Moors didn't rule Europe and all that. You know.
Oh, another question. Do women wear fezzes?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you might get some dirty Moors trying to tell you that you can't wear a fez and you shouldn't wear a fez or whatever, but you know, the fez was given to us by you. So you know, if we got it from you, then obviously, you know, you have jurisdiction over it. You know, even though you might not have it today, but it's something we push, that, you know, there ain't nothing wrong with a sister wearing a fez because it's yours. It's your stuff that you gave me. Whereas you're gonna have Moors tell you, nah, you know, you put that picture up and they're come at you. But why you got that on and all that? That's not your stuff. You're supposed to wear turbans and all that. Try to rule you. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Have you been to the Fez page on RV Bay?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's somewhere else that. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like, it's unisex. You know, there's not no jurisdiction, males or females on a Fez. You know, it's like sneakers. You know, male sneakers, women's sneakers, sneakers. You know, right? Half the time, you know, sister's foot's big enough, she's buying men's sneakers anyway. Nobody not questioning her about why you wearing those or whatever. Those are men's sneakers, you can't wear those. Nobody talking like that, you know. Right? And as soon as they talk like that, you know, it's just like with the free man. As soon as you start talking Moors and people are, you know, well, now we're free men and all that, you know, you can't say that. You already know that somebody's trying to game you, you know. And it's really about you having the knowledge so that you don't get game, you know.
Yeah.
Right. They have what about package selling paperwork and stuff like that. They have that going on out there?
Not so much. A lot of the packages and stuff have been coming from America.
Okay, for real. Okay.
Winston Shroud.
Oh, Winston Shroud and them people. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right.
People mainly just give stuff away over here.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, just give it away for free. But yeah, there has been lots and lots of things that have become in package form from the States. So everybody's jumped on over here over the years.
Right.
Yeah.
And is it something that, you know, the paperwork and things like that come over there, is it something that they use over there? Like they use it for their demonstration, or are they using it just for classes to teach people, or like are they actually applying the paperwork?
Yeah, they've been applying it.
For real.
When I first got into the whole sort of free man thing about 5 years ago, a lot of the paperwork coming from over there was being used.
Right.
And I got hold of some of it, because it gets shared around. Somebody gets a package and then it just gets photocopied and put out there.
Yeah.
And I could never work out how to translate it from the United States to be applicable over here.
Right.
So I spent more time trying to figure out what was being said and trying to make sense of it than actually using it and doing stuff.
Right. Which was probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Because it allowed you to study the language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was certain things that I took from certain documents. Basically, the stuff that I could understand, I would take and make my own sort of mishmash of a letter, of a notice, and send that. And but yeah, I kind of, for the most part, we've kind of left that pretty much alone. But I know a lot of people that have just filled in the blanks and sent it off.
Right.
And then obviously it doesn't work, and then they're crying about they've spent how much money on the TV. So, but what about the nationality card? Is that something, do you think that we would? I know it's more a state of mind than actually having a card.
Yeah.
But
being that it's the best thing to do would be what I'll do is I'll forward you if you haven't had any contacts with RV Bay, I'll forward you their contact so you can build with them on that level of it, because I'm pretty sure that there's some Moors out there that they've dealt with already with regard to nationality cards and stuff like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because majority of them, like as you know, are here. The majority of Moors that we deal with. But the Moors that are coming into this information internationally, it's just it's another jurisdiction that we can show that there's unity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And really that's what it's really about. Being able to show that we have unity. It's like, what really should be happening is that you shouldn't even be in this position where you had to go through Freeman, all that stuff. There should have been temples there already. There should have been more science temples there. You know what I mean? Just like we say out here that, there should have been temples there 80 years ago. You know what I mean? Noble Ali came so long ago. We're just finding out about him right now. So with where you are, what you're doing right now is what it's about. Studying, getting your mind right, realizing that the Moors who are putting you on are outside your jurisdiction per se. So you're going to have to do some legwork to formulate yourself, to establish yourself there. Not that it's not established, but it's been so long since they heard about the Moors. That you would want to take advantage of classes that you're doing. Put flyers out or whatever like that. You know what I mean? Send emails out. Tell people, spread the word about it, so at least that way people could know that the jurisdiction exists, because there's a lot of people who are like yourself that are out there that you just haven't connected with yet because of whatever reason, mainly because it's not time. When the student's ready, the master will appear. So it's definitely inspiring, and if we're inspired out here, guaranteed that there's somebody out there that doesn't know that's gonna catch this and realize that there's more out there. You know what I mean? And it's not just only in America or Canada or whatever like that where there's more.
That's right.
There's more all over the place. That are coming into this information from the right perspective, which is the constitutional, civic minded, metaphysical, astrological mindset, not just, put your head in the book mindset and that's it. Actually implementing things, actually performing or exercising knowledge of self, not just having knowledge of self, library books on shelves and you just have them just because. So I think once you speak with Sister Roz and some of these people that also too are female, so the frequency is going to be different. They're going to tell you something different than I'm going to tell you because it's a different relationship.
Sure.
When you build with the mothers, you know what I mean? And they'll square up for you a lot of the little things that you just need to understand a little bit better. As far as even with regard to just your research and getting certain information, they'll have a different mindset of how they're looking at this. As a sister out there getting into this information. You know what I mean? It's gonna be something different. It's gonna be way beyond what I could tell you about. Yeah, so I'll connect you. I'll get you her number, some other people's numbers, so at least you can reach out to them directly. Because I know how the email goes sometimes, and like they always say, email's always inundated. So you might not get a reply back as soon as I would like you to. So I'll shoot you some contacts for them, so that you can connect with them and square up a little bit.
Yeah, it's much appreciated.
Yeah, no problem. Because we know that it's time. Like we're saying, Moors in South Africa, yourself where you are, Brother Sheldon, there's Moors that call us from Netherlands, Switzerland.
Did I hear you say Japan the other day?
Yeah, Japan. Yeah, Japan. Moors out there. And then obviously, Northwest of Exum, South of Exum, but it's there, it's happening. The awakening is going on, and we have to just, ride this wave.
Yeah.
We got nothing to lose, really. We got nothing to lose.
And study.
Yeah, straight up. That's really what it's about, studying. That's really what it's about. Because there's also a quote from Noble Drew Ali that man knows not by being told.
That's right.
So once you start studying, you realize immediately where the fault lines are, and you stay away from them. Because it's a systematic thing to get us to not recognize that we have this extensive history that we never really considered like that.
Yeah.
Even when there's a book on Deuce Muhammad Ali that you can get online. I can't remember the author right now, but that book talks about his history there, and it gives you the timeline of like when he went to the Americas, when he went to Europe, when he went to this place, when he came from Sudan or whatever like that.
Okay.
So just trying to find the authors, find the book on him. Because I know that there's gonna be some info there. You know what I mean? Like he wrote plays, all that type of stuff out there.
He was an actor.
Yeah. Like he did mad work out there. You know? Yeah. And Europeans held him in high regard. Like he wasn't some nobody. You know? I think that's yeah, if you check Amazon, and the book is Deuce Muhammad Ali, and it's by Mustafa, Mustafa, Abdel Wahid, Abdel Wahid.
Abdul Wahid.
Yeah. That's the brother that wrote the book on Deuce Muhammad Ali, and it's a little book, but it's extensive. He's got lots of info in there. You know?
Okay.
He's got lots of info in there. So that'll be a good one.
Yeah. That's for that.
Yeah.
Kind of exhausted my questions.
Yeah, it's all good. I know it's getting late there too, you know, so I don't want to keep you too much longer, hopefully, you know, so you can get some rest. Digest a little bit of this in the ethers, come out tomorrow firing.
Yes, this has been fabulous. Thank you so much.
Yo, anytime.
Great. Yeah, I'll do it again.
Yeah, for sure. We'll definitely set this up again. And you know, when we do, we'll try to do something at the temple, so that way you can connect with the other Moors too, and you know, they might have some information based on their research or whatever, you know.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Great. That'll be wonderful.
All right. And I shot you the email with that contact number for Sister Roz.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, so you can reach out to her.
Yeah.
All right. And you have Brother Abdullah's website as well, Morris Civil Letter.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have that.
All right. Yeah. And then you can also connect with him with regard to the newspaper. So he can send some papers out to you, so you have some stuff to distribute out there.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Because I know he distributes the paper, and he's looking for distributors everywhere. You know, right now. I think it's $60 for a bundle.
Okay.
So you can just get at him through the site. Just let him know Cujo sent you or whatever. And well, actually, what I'll do, his number should be on the site. If you go on the site, the contact number is his number. I think it's a 300 number or something, 215-300 something or the other.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can connect with him.
Awesome.
All right.
Well,
it was good building with you, sis.
And you.
And we'll definitely be in touch. Yeah, for sure. You stay strong.
Yeah. Enjoy your weekend.
I will. You too.
Okay.
Islam.
Peace.
Peace.
Islam.